Greetings Diecast Racing fans, and welcome back to Vulcan Raceway for episode 4 of the Champions of 2021 League. So, last time out, only one person was able to keep a clean sheet, that being Alastair in the 1970 Ford Escort RS1600. He's now on 4-0 going into today. He also set the fastest time of 3.0 alongside Cuboid in Pick Me Up. They both got 3.0 last time out, which is not as fast as Joseph Kahu of the RCKiwis did in testing. Speaking of Joseph, he is in off track. He is tied with Keldon Raven in the 911 GT3 RS for second, both on 3 and 1. What's going to happen this week? Will Danny Zuko take what happened last week and his warning, and what will happen? Anyway, let's get on to the draw and then go to the drivers' meeting. Now for the episode 4 draw. Right lane, left lane. I wonder whether anybody's pulled clear yet. Have we had a clear number 1 position in the league, or are they all fairly equal? Because they're all champions, so be interesting to see. Also, what was the outcome of Cuboid versus Cubid, or Cuboid versus Ken Kilometre last time? That's also going to be interesting. There we go. Second set. I know other channels don't actually show the draws. Do people like it? Let me know, because if there's something you don't like, if I don't know about it, I can't change it. Right, starting off episode 4, we have G, which is Cuboid in the Ford Fairlane GT versus A, which is Elevin, the Flying Fenman. F versus I. H, which is Hikari Rin, versus B, which is Alastair. E, which is Joseph Kahu, versus J, which is Mason Storm. And finishing off the first half with D versus C. So no Cuboid on Cuboid there. Got H versus A. So it looks like the Flying Fenman starting both halves. C, which is Cuboid, versus G. So that is going to be another Cuboid on Cuboid. So one of them will be driven by Ken Kilometre. D versus F. E versus B. J versus I. J is the Pizza Wagon with Mason Storm, and I is James Sterling in the Mini Cooper. And that concludes the draw for episode 4. Good morning, drivers. Right, I'm going to start today with the difficult bit. So, last week we had an incident with somebody not clearing the track, and an official warning has been given out. I'm sorry, Danny, but if it happens again, the safety team have said you're out. Okay, so please make sure you clear your vehicles from the track afterwards. If you have a problem, await for the safety team. They will come in, but please signal us by beeping your horn. Okay, we do not want a repeat of last week. So, first matchup, we've got Flying Fenman in Elevin versus the car that Ken Kilometre drives as an alternate, which is why he's standing there talking to the Flying Fenman. Second up, we've got Keldon Raven in the GT3 RS versus James Sterling. Then we've got Hikari in the red Skyline versus Alastair in the blue Escort. Then Joseph in off track versus Mason Storm in the XJ40. And finally in the first half, we have got the 2 pickups. we have got Danny in the metallic green one against Pick Me Up and Cuboid. Keep it clean, clear the track, let's have a good day's racing. Here we go with our track overview, starting off with the garage. Medical centre's coming on. Got the area here in front of Sharky's garage and Raven Customs, where people are parked up today. Got water delivery going on. The Vulcans. Road sweepers are out. You can see that there's several lorries parked up in the car park. We've still got stuff bussing in. I wonder where that police car's off out to. So, down to the track itself. Safety teams are ready. And a new thing, we now have a control tower where we will be commentating from. Gives us a good view of the whole of the track, and this is where we're going to be commentating from in future. It has got a paint job coming, but they're finishing off the medical centre first before we get on to that. Oh look, there's John from Modelmatic. So, and the track owner stood with the photographer up near the finish line. Our thanks go out to our sponsors, the BERCC, Tomley RC, Raven Customs, 4Cubed Racing, and today's main track sponsor is John at Modelmatic. First two cars are up at the line, so let's get down to the racing. So, race one, we have got Cuboid in the American Muscle Champion, the Ford Fairlane, and we have got the Flying Fenman in Eleven. The Flying Fenman is on the blue lane, which is the left-hand lane. The Cuboid is in the right-hand lane, the red lane, and you might be able to see down the track that on the left-hand side there are white markers all the way around the track, and on the right-hand side there are red markers all the way around the track. The red doesn't seem to show up too well on the current camera positioning. Anyway, let's get down to the racing. Tight round the corner, and Cuboid takes it on the line with a time of 3.2. That's Cuboid on the line with a time of 3.2. Moving swiftly on to race two, and at the top of the track now, on the blue lane, we have got James Sterling in the Mini Mayhem Champion, the white and checkerboard roofed Mini Cooper. And on the red lane, his favoured lane, for some reason he likes red just as much as Hikari does, is Keldon Raven from Raven Customs in the Porsche Cup Champion, the 911 GT3 RS, the Zamac version. And we'll see how this goes. Good luck, drivers. And Keldon Raven takes the lead, and it was very close on the line. And on the line, it was Keldon Raven with a time of 3.5. So James Sterling really put his foot down coming out of the bend and caught up. It was really close on the line, time of 3.5 for Keldon Raven. So, race three, the red car and the blue car had a race. On the blue lane, we have the blue car. We have Alastair in the Ford Escort RS1600. The Fast and Furious 6 one. He is up against Hikari Rin of Raven Customs in the Police Nissan Skyline 2000, 3000 GTR, the Hot Fuzz champion. Now, Hikari is a tuning specialist. He's a specialist on Japanese imports. So we'll see if he has managed to do anything. But Alastair hasn't lost yet. Can Hikari be the first person to hand down a loss to Alastair, or will Alastair defeat another to keep a clean sheet? Alastair gets a good lead, and Alastair takes it nice and clearly there. Time of 3.2. 3.2 for Alastair. A very fast race, but Alastair got it in 3.2. Race 4. So, on the blue lane we have got Mason Storm in the Track Owners XJ40 Jaguar, the green car. And we have got Joseph Kahu of the RCKiwis on the right red lane in the purple off track. Clear win there. Time of 3.0 for Joseph Kahu. So Joseph Kahu in a time of 3.0. Race 5, the last race of the first half. And on the blue lane, we have got Cuboid in Pick Me Up. On the red lane, we have got Danny Zuko in the metallic green pickup from the Stock Teamsters tournament. Danny hasn't been doing too well so far. Obviously, he had the warning handed out to him last time. We'll see how today goes. We'll see how this race goes. But I think Cuboid's got this. We'll see. Wow! That's a turn up for the books. Wow! 3.5 seconds and Danny gets his first win in the competition. 3.5 seconds and Danny gets his first win in the competition. Race 6. It's back to the red car versus the blue car. The blue car being Elevin, driven by the Flying Fenman on the left-hand blue lane. The red car being the Red Police Hot Fuzz Champion, driven by Hikari Rin on the red lane. Let's see how this one goes. Clear win there for Hikari. He seems to have got that car sorted out now. Time of 3.1 seconds. Hikari wins in the red car. Moving on to race 7, and this is the second occasion where Cuboid has to race himself. I think last time they were on opposing lanes. So on the blue lane we've got Ken Kilometer driving the Ford Fairlane GT, the American Muscle Champion. And on the red lane we have got Cuboid driving Pick Me Up, the green pickup truck. Let's see whether the pickup can beat the Fairlane again. And the pickup wins, and Ken Kilometer has turned the Fairlane sideways on part way down the track. We'll make sure he clears the track before we send the next race. So that was Cuboid in a time of 3.3 in Pick Me Up. Moving on to race 8. And on the blue lane we have the 911 GT3 RS of Keldon Raven. And on the red lane we have Danny Zuko in the metallic green pickup. Now Danny got his first win earlier today. Can he do it again? Has the warning actually given him chance to buck his ideas up and get things sorted? We will see. Here we go. And Keldon Raven shows Danny Zuko exactly how it's done and wins in a time of 3.0, which I think is equaling the fastest time of the day, which so far has been from Joseph Kahu in off track. Right, race 9. If anybody is going to beat Alastair, it's going to be this guy. So, on the left-hand blue lane, we have Alastair in the Ford Escort. On the right-hand red lane, we have the purple off-track driven by Joseph Kahu of the RCKiwis. Now, Joseph is still the track lap record holder with a time of 2.9 in testing. We will see whether he can hand down a defeat to Alastair to stop Alastair holding a clean sheet and give everybody else a chance. And there we go. Joseph Kahu in a time of 3.1. Joseph Kahu in a time of 3.1, opening the competition up. And moving on to race 10, the last race of the day. On the blue lane, we have got James Sterling in the Mini Cooper. In the right-hand red lane, we have got Mason Storm of the Essex Hurricanes in the Track Owners Jaguar XJ40. Engine sizes? Well, 3 times the engine capacity in the Jaguar than there is in the Mini. We'll see how this goes. Close, and a time of 3.8. It's a win for the Jaguar in a time of 3.8. So Mason Storm in 3.8. What a fantastic day of racing. Well, Alastair had a loss handed down to him today, which has led to the situation we have now. 3 cars tied for first place. Alastair in the Ford Escort, 1-1 today, best time of 3.2 to take him 5-1. Joseph Kahu of the RCKiwis in off track. He was 2-0, kept a clean sheet today with the best time of 3.0, the fastest of the day, to take him to 5-1. And Keldon Raven in the 911 GT3 RS. He also kept a clean sheet today, 2-0, best time, excuse me, of 3.0, which again took him to 5-1. So that's fastest times from Joseph and Keldon, tied with 3.0. In 4th place, we have 3 cars tied up. We have Cuboid in Pick Me Up, we have Hikari Rin in the Police Skyline, and surprisingly we have Mason Storm in the Jaguar XJ40. So they're all 1-1 today. Cuboid's best time in Pick Me Up was 3.3 to take him to 3-3. Hikari Rin was 3-1. 3.1. And Mason Storm was 3.8. The biggest loser of the day was kind of me, but not me. It was my car, Elevin, driven by the Flying Fenman. He was 0-2. He lost twice today to take him to 2-4. Also on 2 and 4 was Cuboid's other ride, the Ford Fairlane GT, which was 1-1. That one loss was handed down to him by himself because Ken Kilometer was driving it. But his winning time was 3.2. Which also takes us on to the surprise of the day. Danny Zuko in the metallic green pickup. He won today in a time of 3.5, taking him to 1-5 and tying him up with James Sterling in the Mini Cooper, who lost twice today. That's it for this week. Don't forget to do the usual things like comment, subscribe, and we'll see what happens next week, whether something will divide these 3 guys stood behind me.